This is the original tachometer out of this bike. It has a blemish right here that I do not care for. I would like to swap this out for this tachometer. This is a spare tack that I have. But this needle is nice and bright. This one is faded. So I want to take this needle, remove it, take that needle and remove it, put this bright needle on this tachometer. And if I'm successful, I'll do the same thing on the speedometer because of the toothpicks I jammed in there. So when I remove this needle, actually I'm going to do the same to this one, and when I remove the needle, I want this thing to be here because I don't know what happens when the needle gets removed. This gives me the ability to get a spoon to set on top of the screw heads on both sides and pry. The needle will be out of the way. So additionally, on both of them, I've marked with a Sharpie where it sits right now at 0. I don't know what's going to happen when I take it off. It's spring loaded. There's some tension on that spring, very little, but this thing has to want to spin that way a little bit when I take that needle off. My friend Paul, who's been very helpful with a lot of things, RZ, said to put a rag over this needle before prying it off because it may spring off and break. But what I'm going to do, so I can demonstrate this process, which I've never done, is try to put a piece of tape, except it's not sticking, to hold the needle. And now, oh, see? I don't think that's going to work. I don't want to tape onto the black surface. Oh, I just broke that. Okay, I can't pry any harder than that. It tilted one way. This is attempt to number 2. The little bit that I did pull it off, I snapped it back on there. Stay away from that pin. Yeah, I don't know about this. It comes off on one side but not the other. Now I'm going to have to try to super glue this pin back on. This is the one with the good face. I need to stay away from this pin. Oh, they do jump. I would think that they would be keyed somehow, but it's a teeny tiny little hole and a teeny tiny little pin. I probably need to release this, get it lined back up. I think I got it. The same thing on the speedometers. This face is a little bit messed up. This is the original one from the bike. This one is in better shape. Has a little, I don't know, kind of a weird spot there, but I can live with that. So I'm going to take this needle and put it on this one. I've marked my set point on the bell here so I can get it aligned properly when I put the needles back on. Here we go. I really don't like doing this. So the spoon goes under this little piece here, and you have to pry up on the little screw head while staying away from this pin so you don't break it. There's that one. Needle number 2. This is the brighter one. needle number 2. Now I need to align my Sharpie mark and put this one back together. I think I have everything back together good and proper. Tricky little operation. I'm ready for final assembly of this gauge cluster. We have this spare speedometer, spare tachometer. This is the original temperature gauge. Those needles were replaced with the original ones because they're brighter. The repaired cover. This has the epoxy repaired standoffs and a really nice back panel that came out of spares inventory.